Hey there, Aquarius. So I'm using the Morgan Greer deck and all these stars. They're just for you, Aquarius. And we're going to talk about the story of Aquarius and what's going on here. And, you know, if I hear about another Aquarian and a mishap, I'm going to faint because Pisces too have to be careful. We're going to talk about them next, but we're going to just go on about you guys. But your reading's okay. Your reading's okay, Aquarius. So one thing you got to understand in here that we've talked about again and again and again. First of all, you know, you kind of begin with your own energy. That Fool to me always reminds me tremendously of Aquarius, even though it's not necessarily perceived as Aquarius. It's just like kind of just do it and footloose and fancy free, but you don't want to over jump because the Fool can, you know, rush in where fools fear to tread. Just be a little careful. You might find yourself being a little bit hypermanic over the weekend with this new moon. You know, in Leo, which is your house of relating. You may want to spend more than you have. You may go through temptation because next to it is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, you know, rules economic, financial, as well as earth responsibilities. Now, one of the things you want to be aware of too with that king could very well be that somebody that is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, you feel I'm going to race in. Now, remember, you used to be ruled by Saturn. Saturn's still considered a distant element to Uranus, but you are Uranus Aquarius. It is in the constellation of Taurus. So a lot of Aquarians are thinking, oh, you know, I want the better things in life and have for quite a few years now. I just want you to be a little careful with that, especially when it comes to do with taking off and just spending. This can represent, you know, I got to get out of Dodge, I want out of here. Now, if you were to go through a consolidation of things on an economic and say, okay, I want to get this all organized. As a matter of fact, the Chariot was something that Capricorn had. And that can also mean pulling things together in your life. Now, one of the things I want you to understand that you're already sensing, this Mercury return, as in this retrograde of it going backward and going over and then returning to Leo, is first and foremost in the house of where we're going to have you know, Pluto move back to Capricorn. It's going to be the 3rd of September during Virgo when, you know, Pluto moves back to Capricorn and leaves Aquarius. That is a very short period of time from now. That is only about 5.5 weeks from now. So, or even 4.5 weeks. So what I would say here is that you're trying to get your life together through September, October, and November. I've mentioned this numerous times. I would correct the elements in your life that you know you're not consistent with, that you're not happy with, that you know you need to do. Try to do your best with that. If the universe causes a mishap, sometimes you got to understand that the universe causes us to be flat on our back to get us to stop and pay attention to what we are and are not doing. So be careful with this energy at the beginning, with this rush, 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 rush. You don't want to do that. I've heard of 2 Aquarians. One took sick and had to have surgery. The other has physically hurt herself. You want to just be careful because sometimes we say, oh, that happened, but we're the participant. It's also awareness and not being all over spinning. So I'm not blaming. It's just paying attention to the energy that's at hand right now and as we get through these next few weeks. 2 10s in here. You have both the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Pretty feisty energy in regards to the latter part of next week. What's going on? I think you're actually really preparing. You're really understanding. You're paying attention to this Mercury retrograde. You're starting to recognize what it is and is not going to work for you. Sometimes it can actually represent 2 completions, that you're realizing that something is stayed, it's welcome, that you're done. And the other could be that you're also finished with what began with a great idea. I want to achieve this. You did it. So there's a lot of things you're coming to understanding about in preparation for Pluto leaving and going back into your 12th house, when you're really going to get your ducks in a row for the end of November when it moves back for 19.5 more years. Just be ready, Aquarius. Anyway, you heard it here first. I am available for personal consults. Please like and subscribe. And that's it. Wish you guys all the best. See you next week. Cheers.